Hello and welcome to today's video, and this video is about the Hanover passenger information system.
We are now approaching the Ode the Owl.
This bus is currently doing the 31 service into Leicester, and as you can see it is showing the information for the passengers of which bus stop we are approaching, the Ode the Owl, and there's also a voice prompt as well. This is Hanover equipment and it runs with the destination blind. Above is the old StatTrak sign, which
we are now approaching Queen Street,
which I've done in an earlier video. Now I'm doing this in St Margaret's bus station, so you will see buses go past, but this is currently in test mode. And this is the reason why it is working.
We are now approaching New Inn,
whilst I am actually parked up. We're currently parked in St Margaret's bus station, which closes on the 31st of December for redevelopment. Also on the 31st of December this bus will be...
We are now approaching Church Street,
in another city due to emissions law that's coming in the city of Leicester, and I can't be 100% precise on what it is, but it has to be a Euro engine Pacific, and this bus with 14 others hasn't got that, so there are a number of buses changing depots. Well, anyway, we're currently at the Obi Parade heading into Leicester. As you can see, the display is different to the other video.
We are now approaching the parade.
The display is older because these buses were never updated. Unlike the newer 4200 buses, the Sapphire information system was updated on them, but the original 10 buses it wasn't, so that's the reason why you're seeing the old logo on the television. And the main difference is
we are now approaching Leicester Road.
The main difference is, instead of saying the next stop is, the actual bus says we are now approaching. Well, anyway, I'm going to just let this run into Leicester for a bit and let you enjoy, and I'm going to keep quiet.
We are now approaching Granville Avenue. We are now approaching London Road. We are now approaching Holbrook Road.
Well, anyway, this information system sign will continue running all the way into Leicester. Sapphire brought to you by Arriva. Hope you're enjoying this video.
We are now approaching Shirley Road.
I'm only going to run this video for 10 minutes and then we're going to stop. But we're now at Ratcliffe Road. I haven't found a way of actually speeding up this test mode. It's a Hanover display and this is the internal display.
We are now approaching Ratcliffe Road.
Sapphire buses are fitted with a full front display and a full rear display and have a normal side display. The ones on this bus are also the orange ones. Later Sapphire buses have the white LED displays. As you can see, the sign says the next stop is Knighton Road, but the lady
We are now approaching Knighton Road.
But it actually says we are now approaching Knighton Road. The funny thing is, in a way, that by the time that comes up, if there's no one round the bell, sometimes we've actually gone past the bus stop, and this is probably a GPS or programming error. But unfortunately it doesn't matter because these displays haven't worked on these buses since March the 17th when we went into the full lockdown in 2020. And
we are now approaching Toller Road.
Since the services have come back up, the 31 and the 31A still are not running, and the 31E evening service is running currently all day. And these buses don't work on that service. It just stays blank. But anyway, we're approaching Clarendon Park Road, and on the buses that were reprogrammed they would say St John's Road.
We are now approaching Clarendon Park Road.
So I'd like to say thank you for watching. I've hoped you enjoyed this clip.
We are now approaching Cedars Court.
of this Hanover displays passenger information and talking buses, which are currently in Leicester. This system would have been really good if all the buses had been fitted with it, but unfortunately that never happened. So when these buses are gone, there's going to only be a handful of them left, and they'll be in another town, and hopefully they'll be programmed and passenger information signs will be working in whichever city they go to.
We are now approaching Victoria Park.
Well, anyway, we're at the top of London Road and we have about 6 more stops to go before we get to the Haymarket bus station. What I am going to do now though is I'm going to put a little test screen on which you'll be able to see over the front of this display, showing some information.
We're
I think I may have just messed that up. I don't know if you can actually read that. It's very small writing, but basically it's showing some things that are working, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Well, anyway, I say thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and
we are now approaching University Road.
We're now crossing University Road, so we only have now a few more stops to go and then we'll be in the Leicester city centre.
We are now approaching Freeben Street.
There are 2 stops at the railway station. The first one has now been removed due to traffic.
We are now approaching railway station.
So this stop no longer exists. The sign again above, if I've not mentioned this earlier, is the old StatTrak sign, which hasn't worked in years.
We are now approaching railway station.
Just 3 more stops to go. Quick Fit, the Royal Standard and the Haymarket bus station. And that's where we'll end the video. Well, I'd like to say
we are now approaching Quick Fit.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video of the original Sapphire buses with the original Arriva logo set up, unlike the 4200s which I've done, which are slightly different. But this is the Sapphire talking service brought to you by Arriva.
We are now approaching the Royal Standard.
Some minor issues is some of the bus stops don't actually fit on the screen. Well, anyway, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And we'll finish with the Haymarket bus station. Thank you and goodbye.
We are now approaching Haymarket.